At DCM.WORKS, I can't even spell kryptonite.
Be advised. This podcast features grown-ups using grown-up words.
Welcome to Not Another Smallville. My name is Steph, and I've never seen the show before.
And my name is David, and I've seen it twice.
And this is Season 1, Episode 9, I believe.
Sounds right. Who's to say? Let me check. Yeah, Episode 9.
All
well
the
done.
episodes sort of just blur into one at the moment.
It's becoming a haze.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
This episode, a lot happened.
A lot happened.
A lot, like a lot.
And-
There were emotions. I felt things today.
Yeah.
I had emotions. So as usual, every week, Steph, what was the story?
What was this?
It's tough.
What was
This
the
week
story?
This is
Okay,
hard, yeah.
so...
Because there wasn't much of one this week.
Yeah, it was a lot of
A lot of moments.
moments.
Not a
Okay, so
lot of
basically, starts off, there's a function at Metropolis,
The museum.
that the Luthers are hosting at the museum. Yeah, they're like
Our favourite Lex.
our favorite Lex.
Mhm.
And anyway,
Handsome boy.
the Clark goes outside for a bit.
Has a
To get some
cigarette, we
air.
assume. We don't.
He doesn't smoke.
He could, though.
He could. He
wouldn't
wouldn't
hurt
die.
him.
Yeah.
He'd be fine.
No, but
He should be
he
smoking.
wasn't smoking.
He should be, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but anyway, so he goes outside, and
Mhm.
then anyway, there's a bus, and it's driving really erratically because the driver's having a heart attack, and the driver's
What?
about to crash into a homeless person.
Sure.
And
In
so
a bus stop.
he was sleeping. No, he was sleeping on a bench, and he had a dog. So obviously, like Clark had to
Save the dog.
the dog.
Yeah.
So Clark just goes and stands in front of the bus to stop it.
He just kind of shoulder checks it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to him, there was a sort of corrupt police officer watching him.
A sweet detective.
He's a real shit guy.
He's an asshole. I hate him.
He watches him, and anyway, next day, Lex gets like contacted. Well, he comes into contact. Like,
Yeah, he touches base with
the detective,
yeah.
and like, it's assumed that Lex and him have a history because they know
Something
each
happens,
other.
yeah.
Something happens. Yeah. Anyway, so, he's like. He shows photos from like the security footage, and he's like, "Oh, who's this guy?" And then Lex is like,
he's-
pointing to Clark, and
He's
then
got
Lex
a
is
picture
like,
from Clark from the party.
"Yeah," and
you know?
Lex is like, "Oh, I don't know, sorry."
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
No idea.
And then, anyway, so yeah, stupid police officer turns up in the loft and like
Oh!
drops a generator on
Drops
Clark.
an engine on Clark.
Yeah, and then Clark
Yeah.
like lifts it up, and he's like, "Oh, cool! I
You
knew
can
it
lift
wouldn't
the
kill you."
generator. You're
Yeah.
a bloody Superboy
And so basically, he just starts using him for his corrupt police duties
to do
and then,
crimes and shit.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
at the end, like he goes from corrupt police officer wanting to like clear all the bad shit that he's done like from his files to like
To
robbing.
just stealing a
robbing
breastplate or whatever.
Yeah, he was stealing a breastplate from said museum.
Out of 10, how silly is this episode?
It's silly, but like under the guise of being super serious.
You know, Papa Kent gets arrested for no. Okay,
Oh yeah, he
Let's
gets
talk
arrested
about-
and there was no
let's talk about
resolution.
America. So he goes from being accused. Okay, so he goes from being vaguely accused of shooting a guy.
To being in prison.
So there's a dead guy in his barn, and a
Yeah.
gun under his seat in his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And the police are like, "You going to jail, Papa Kent?" And he's like, "I didn't do it. Clark, don't save me." And then he goes to jail, and in a day, he's in jail.
He's in jail, like using those phone things to talk Clark through the glass.
with no trial, nothing.
Clark's
He's
like,
just in jail
"Dad,
in an instant. And Clark's like,
Dad."
"Papa Kent, I thought you was a good man. How do I stop the bad man?
No.
He's doing bad things now."
He's just like, "Daddy, I lied."
Daddy, I lied to you. I didn't do the thing I said I did. I helped him break into a place. I stole some files.
I threw a massive safe onto his car, and then a bunch of police turned up, and I just bolted.
I just
Daddy.
ran.
I just ran.
I helped them for a bit, then I was a dick, because that's what I do, Daddy.
Hmm.
I'm just really worried that this show has no concept of, like, how the country they're in works.
No. Well, that's the thing, though. Like, it's sort of like, it's America, but it's also Smallville's America.
It's also 2001.
Yeah, but it's Smallville 2001
Ooh,
America.
it's like Kansas. But he's not even, like, he's not even ethnic. He's just white.
Smallville universe.
Yeah, he's just a white guy, though. Like,
Yeah.
he's not going to jail for anything.
No.
So my biggest gripe with today's episode, which I always have one gripe usually. Well, there's normally a few, but my biggest gripe is that you have a detective from Metropolis, maybe he works there. We don't really know where
I think so, yeah.
where his jurisdiction begins and ends, whatever. But he works in Metropolis, we assume, and he discovers that Clark has powers, right?
Yeah.
First real conflict from Clark having powers.
Having powers, yeah.
So he's like, hey, you've got something going on. I'm going to use it to my advantage. I need you to help me do my cop stuff, right? But he goes, as always, from help me do my cop shit to robbing a bank real fast.
Yeah.
Or a museum. Like, he goes from help me do a good thing with your powers to now I'm a psychopath for no reason. In, like a scene. Like, they just cut and they're like, yeah, now he's insane.
Yeah.
Why does that keep happening?
Because they don't know what to do.
It feels like
I
it,
feel like
it?
at the moment it's like they're trying to like build up the Luther storyline and everything, and they need a filler. Like
to kind of like
they need
force
filler.
conflict.
Yeah, and because otherwise it's just gonna be like Clark and Lex Luthor talking the whole time.
Yeah, and you're like,
and being like,
which we could,
conversations with Lana, and it's like, yeah, you could watch it, but it'd be boring, I guess.
I mean,
if there wasn't,
because there's no like conflict.
Yeah.
So they go, what if we found a character that's involved in both of their lives? And then, okay, but that, actually, I was going to make fun of it, but that being said, we finally got Lex is really, like, he knows.
Yeah, so basically at the end, there's a big conflict going down in the, like, when the corrupt police officer steals the breastplate. Essentially, Clark just throws the bag that it's in outside.
Right out to the cops and Lex.
To where the cops are, and essentially, like, the guy tries to shoot him. Clark bolts because obviously he's got super speed and can dodge a bullet and just escapes. And the police come in and there's like a big shootout going and they shoot the corrupt police officer. He falls down to the ground and then Lex comes up to him and he's like, oh, like, what did you have on Clark? Like, just tell me what you had on Clark. And he's like, go to hell, Luthor.
He's like, get fucked, Luthor, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Then he dies.
And then anyway, so the ending scene is like Lex Luthor sitting watching the security tapes, like looping. No, he was looping this one thing. A security tape that shows like a blur going through.
It's the first time we saw the blur.
Museum. Yeah. And then,
that yet.
Yeah, no, we haven't actually.
Which is like a big trope of the series, is because he becomes the blur in popular media, you know.
But then, yeah. So anyway, he like pauses, and
he's all about it. He knows it.
The ending scene is just like this paused image of Clark, like as a blur.
Lex is onto something,
and like the really like sinister bass line at the end. It was scary.
I will say this. We talked about it during, but he's Lex for the first time on camera has a sort of female friend. I don't know what to call her. A fuck buddy, I guess.
Yeah,
She's
one of his bitches.
One of his bitches, you know. And I have a soft spot because she's English.
She's Kelly Brook. I actually really like her.
Yeah, so this is one of the first of many minor celebrities that keep appearing in Smallville. There's so many, but I have a British accent, whatever. But she's part of a company that is a competitor.
I think it's a rival.
But they kind of decide that they're going to merge?
No, but it's like that class... No, they didn't decide they were going to merge, but it's that classic, like, two rival companies with their kids, and the kids have, like, a love interest and whatever.
Fucking or whatever.
It's like,
It's like, let's fuck our parents or whatever.
It's like Romeo and Juliet.
Because we're fucking and they're not.
Yeah, anyway, and so...
Typical business.
She sort of was like, oh, yeah, Dad wants... Like, essentially trying to, like... Be like, oh yeah, Dad wants to propose a deal to whatever with Luthor Corp, and then Lex is like, I don't believe you.
Bloody fucking mate, let's get our jocks off and have a good time.
Let's just take two companies instead of making one.
Let's take two and bone a lot, I assume was his logic. Because, is that going to be... That doesn't feel like it's going to be ongoing.
No, I don't think so. I think she'll
I would be
gone
surprised if she was even... Yeah.
To be as well, like, because I know Kelly Brooks, she's like a model, so she wouldn't.
She might have needed the money. It was 2001.
Yeah.
But you've said, we were talking about it earlier today before this recording session, but they went over budget for season 1.
They did.
Was it just Kelly Brook?
It could have been.
Could have been.
Actually, to be honest, back then she mightn't have been that big.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell.
She's one of those like glamour models who like isn't a model to model clothes and be super skinny. She's just a model because she looks pretty. If that makes sense.
She's gorgeous, but like it's hard to gauge what the
budget was actually used on.
Like because it's
all
not
the effects are so shit.
none of the actors are famous at all.
No. Except for Papa Ken a little bit.
A little bit, but like not really.
Not really.
And none of the special effects are good.
They're getting better though.
Slowly. Today's was the best we've seen. It was a bullet scene that lasted.
That bullet scene was pretty cool.
Not as good as the knife though.
No, I think the bullet scene was better.
No, the knife was better because it was like shoo, shadows.
Yeah, but it was like
No, you're right. Quality wise, the bullet
was cool.
So that like they're gradually spending more, but where is all of their money going? Like, is it just production? Because it seems like it'd be a big show. Like they've gone from Kent Farm, high school, Lex Luthor's mansion to so many different sets.
Yeah.
You know, the museum. You know, we've got Lana's ranch. We've got
like, how do they have the money
Clark's
for all
ranch.
those sets, to be honest?
Yeah. Where are they building them? Like, is this filmed in Hollywood? Probably not.
And, like, the thing is as well, the farm is, like, a proper farm. The loft, not really. But, like,
I guess
the house,
it doesn't...
Actually, no, it's all a set.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, I assume at some point they'll just build it. Like,
yeah.
Eventually they'll just be like, fuck it, we'll just build the farm.
Yeah.
And it'll just be there till the end of season 10 or whatever. But for now, like, it's non sequitur scenes that sort of... We said this during it. It's just, this episode was a bunch of scenes. Like, it was just like, okay, here's a scene that's a vignette. Here's another scene that's a vignette. And now we're in a different place. Like, nothing connects yet. And that's, you know, we've talked about geography. And, like, no one moves anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like,
appear.
they just appear in Metropolis. And it's like, okay, so how far away is Metropolis from Smallville at the moment?
So, like,
is it 10 minutes or is it 3 hours?
Doing that is fine, but you have to establish the space between them first. So, like, even if it's like, oh, I'm really tired from driving from Smallville to Metropolis. It's a 3-hour drive. One line of dialogue is all you need. You go, oh, it's 3 hours. Cool. That's it. But they've done nothing. We have, like, no sense of where the school is compared to Clark's place, or, like, where Lex's mansion is. It moves a lot. Where is Metropolis compared to Smallville? Is it close? Is it far? Where's the museum? We've never heard of it. Does he own Does Lex own it? Does he not?
It must, because, like, there's Luthor Hall, so I'm assuming, like...
But, like, it's like, what happened between now and last episode, where we went from, like, 4 sets to 20? Did they just, like, fall into money? What happened?
I don't know. They might have gotten, like, enough of a following that they're sort of like, yeah, fuck it.
It might have been they
Actually,
got ratings,
because
maybe?
the last episode was the last one that was in, like, the opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the title scene.
The credits.
Yeah.
At the opening credits.
Like, save me.
Somebody save me. Yeah. Maybe that's it, though. Maybe this was, like
that
this
was
episode
all...
is the cutoff point for, like, they had the funding up till this episode. Now they've hit the next point of funding.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because
everything was a lot better this episode.
Yeah, I mean, even just, it was filmed like a TV show. Yeah. And not like it was on a potato.
Yeah.
Which is new.
They had that close-up of Chloe and Lana.
Clark's eyes.
So blue.
So blue.
Glacier blue.
So blue and so in focus for the first time. We had a really weird scene.
I just want to give him a big hug.
He's a beautiful boy.
Yeah.
I did need a hug halfway through. I won't lie. There was some... I mean, I got emotional.
When Papa Kent was in
jail.
Papa
Kent was giving Clark some advice. And I was
Daddy.
like, oh. I felt some things that I haven't felt in years. I felt emotions. It was tough. Help me, Papa Kent. I'm so scared.
Help, Daddy, help.
Well, that's okay, boy Kent. You just gotta sit there and you just gotta be strong.
You always have a choice.
You always have a choice when it comes to doing the right thing. And the important thing is you do the right thing, not that you sit back
Look
and
at
do
my
nothing.
belt.
Look at my man pecs. I'm from the country. I run a farm. I wear plaid shirts all the time.
Except now I'm wearing this orange suit.
For some reason, even though that's not how the American judicial system works. I don't know what judicial means, but boy howdy is that confusing. Anyway.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy. Look. This episode was better.
Yeah.
I felt things.
But there's not much I can really say about it,
It's
honestly.
well, like it's tough because they've hit this point, and I think we'll end it pretty soon, where they've gone from being really just ordinary to really mediocre. And this show does something that we'll get to later, where it just kind of loops between really, really good and just the worst. Like it's like distinguishing the difference between an amazing, perfect episode and the worst episode ever becomes almost impossible. And we've hit the point where we're like halfway up the graph.
Yeah.
We've this
it's
is
sort of
just
like,
okay.
wow. But the thing is that's like, we're like, oh wow, this episode is so good because it's better in comparison to all the other
To
shit
the
that
garbage.
we've watched.
Yeah. So that's it. Like, it's just better than the trash. I felt emotions. We felt things collectively. It was okay.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
No,
And I
definitely
think
not.
we're going to wait a while for good.
I think it'll be like season 3 that we get like, woohoo, good.
Because, we can get emotionally attached. Because
Yeah.
we have to. We've signed, we've signed on the dotted line. We're in for this for the long
Yeah,
haul.
we have to. We're 9 episodes in. It's too late
It's
now.
like 21 in season 1. Why did we
Yeah.
do this?
There's 234 episodes or something ridiculous.
Seriously?
No, I'm not joking.
That's too many.
It's so many.
That's
we're
so
gonna be
many
here
years.
for like.
That's like
We're
5
gonna
years.
be here. Yeah.
At least. Fuck. Well, we're signed up. I hope you are too. Look,
Please
this,
keep listening.
yeah, or don't, whatever. Well, it's fine.
We'll still be doing it.
Yeah, we'll still be going anyway. Look, this was a tough one for us. Yeah, I mean, it was really, really the first one where I felt a genuine emotion.
Yeah, for sure. And
So Tom
it's-
Welling really acted for once.
so did Lana's actor. Like, well,
Yeah.
Lana, she acted. She was a character.
Kristen Kruk. I
Crook.
can't say
Yeah,
her name.
yeah.
Kruk? Kriok? I don't
And
know.
as always, Lex Luthor killed it.
He killed that shit hard. And Lionel as well. Lionel. He wasn't in
Lana
it.
wasn't in this one.
He was in the. I can't tell anymore. It's a fucking haze. He was in the previous one. I don't
just-
know.
Oh, but I was so sad because like Lex is like, oh, I heard about your dad. Let me help you. I'll get you like the 10 best lawyers in the state. And Clark's just like, no,
No, I'm good.
I know
Yeah.
lawyers aren't gonna help.
Yeah.
And then
Yes,
he's
they
like-
will.
He's like, oh,
Yes, they
it's
will.
blah blah blah, corrupt police guys in it. And he's like, yeah,
Lawyers would still help. Corrupt
lawyers-
police officers are combated well by fucking lawyers.
And
like-
plus, like the thing is that like
I'm furious.
police officers, I don't know if it's the same in the US as it is in
Uh,
Australia, but
yeah.
like police officers don't actually have that much power or that sort
Because
of power.
was he a detective? Like,
Even then,
I mean,
He
in
didn't-
in
he wouldn't
Australia,
have that much
detectives
power.
are just like cops but with suits.
no, detectives are just like cops, except they sit in an office and complain about the police officers.
Ah, I see.
I know because I saw one the other day.
Oh, good. That's good. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm not gonna lie, this was not the best episode, and not the
No.
worst.
No,
So-
it was a good setup for things to come, I think.
I think this was the first time they thought about the future.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
solidly. So I think we're gonna get some really interesting
I'm-
conflict.
I'm really glad to see that the villain of the week thing is gone, like in terms of like kryptonite villains.
Yeah. Whoa, that's really weird. I didn't
Yeah,
even
I
notice that
know, yeah.
happened. Whoa.
Yeah.
There's no villain of the week.
Yeah.
That's correct. I didn't even
I noticed that
notice.
and I was like, oh wow, like
That
this
just
is
like
actually
slipped out of the way.
like yeah, so this guy appears for one episode and dies,
just
but
a
it's
guy.
finally it's not.
Well, because the episode before last was the murder, just the serial killer.
He wasn't a serial killer. He was the shaky guy.
No, the episode before last.
oh,
I mean.
before that, yeah.
Yeah, he's a serial killer. So, like, I guess they're getting more away from that.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah,
Hmm.
good. You getting that, Smallville? Look, listen, that's probably gonna do it for this one. Not the best episode of Smallville.
No.
Not the worst.
Not the worst.
If you guys want to support us, patreon.com/DCM.WORKS. Any amount. We prefer, we prefer smaller amounts over long periods of time.
Then
Then
one chunk.
one big, yeah, so maybe $1 over 12 months rather than, one $10 amount. Helps us going. And if you want to help us and you want to get your own URL, hover.com, all that stuff is in the show notes. And we'll see you guys next week for what will be probably, I hope, probably a better episode
Hopefully.
of the show.
Also, I just have to say, I love how like when you're doing like the promo stuff at the end, you're like moving your hands, you're gesturing.
I do a lot of
he's
hand
like,
stuff.
oh, it'll be in the show notes. He's like pointing downwards.
Because Ben and I do enough video content that if I don't do that when we are doing video, I'll be like, down in the show notes and just stare at the camera.
Yeah.
So I can't turn it off. So like a lot of the time, in audio stuff, I'll be like down in the show notes and I'm pointing like down at my knees.
So yeah, that's
Nothing's there,
a
it's my
fun
knees.
fact for
Yeah.
everyone listening.
Behind
David
the
is
scenes.
gesturing the whole time.
The whole time.
And I'm like moving my head around, not
You bob it around
realizing-
like a bobblehead.
yeah.
Yeah. So join us next time for more bobbleheads.
Yes, that
Good.
you can't see.
You can't see it. It's audio.
Thanks for listening. If you want to support the show, just head to patreon.com/DCM.WORKS.